fresh time heals, fresh time heals, fresh time heals, fresh heals.
What's up, everybody? Dukes here. Welcome back to Anything But Credible. This is episode 2. Got the crew with me. Griff, Keith, what's going on, guys? How we doing?
What's up, Dugan?
What's going on, Dukes?
How are you guys, and how has your Sunday/last week been? Give us a little catch up.
My Sunday's going great. Woke up pretty tired still. Stayed up a little too late last night drinking. Played a lot of Beersby, though. That was great.
Beersby.
Beersby is awesome. For anybody that doesn't know, check it out.
Best game
Beersby's
ever.
a great game.
Well, Griff, you were actually playing some yard games, too. What were you
I was
doing?
playing some bags, but I'm doing my best to play some bags.
Winning or losing?
I'm going to be honest. I was losing. No doubt.
Yeah, I was losing last night, too.
Yeah, I'm not the greatest bags player, but
Yeah, I can barely throw a Frisbee.
yeah, can't win them all, Keith.
Yeah, that's true. You could try, though.
Well, you guys were losing. I think I got you beat. I'm having probably the worst Sunday of all time. I actually, within the last hour, managed to full kick my random dumbbell that was sitting on the ground and completely shattered my second toe nail. I guess I don't know how you say your second toe. But, completely ripped that nail off and managed to rip my big toe nail in half. So, yeah, that's my Sunday. I don't, not to bring us down or anything, but
Gotta be careful with those dumbbells, man.
Yeah, man.
Can't go kicking those.
Shouldn't you be lifting those, bro?
Not kicking them. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, I think you're doing it wrong.
you're exactly right. Yeah, that would have saved me a lot of pain today for sure. So I'm.
Hey, you don't make steady gains without a little pain, bro.
That's what they say.
Yeah, well, not to be the depressing side of the podcast, but yeah, that's my Sunday so far. Other than that, though, we're hanging in there. We're doing okay. What? So last week, Keith, at the very end we talked about the Facebook thing.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking about the study. I said something about a study.
Yeah.
I tried my hardest to find it. And what I came across was, I knew it had been a while ago when I saw it, and I think the study or whatever it was before was, even before that. What I ended up finding was not very legit. So I'll give you that, even though personally I think that it makes sense that you're probably a serial killer or a psychotic person. But yeah, that's just me.
I will murder your family.
Yeah, I don't know. I went into it like, I'm going to find this article, I'm going to throw it in Keith's face, but it actually was just like not very legit. So I'll let you off the hook, I guess.
Oh, thank you.
It did sound a little bit, I don't know, hard to believe that. What did you say it was 90%?
No,
Of people without Facebook are serial killers. That seems high.
Yeah, obviously I was a little exaggerative on the percentage, but
It's all good, man. I'm not going to worry about it too much.
He might kill you though.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Don't cross me, though.
I can't lie though. Like I am worried about you for you because
okay.
of that. Though.
No, I appreciate that you're worried about me, man. I really do appreciate that.
Are you worried for him or are you worried about him?
Well,
These are two different
yeah.
things.
That is true.
No, both.
Okay.
I'm worried for him because I feel like, in today's age, that it's something that we need, and I could go along with the not having an account could mean that you're mentally unstable. I could join that bandwagon.
I've gone this far in life without it. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and yeah.
So you've never had a Facebook account? Is that what I'm hearing?
Ooh.
Yeah.
You
never?
not ever. Interesting.
Like, when it first came out, I had it for like
Okay.
a month, and then I was like, this is,
You got off that train really quick?
this is dumb. I'm just going to get rid of this.
That's pretty crazy. It's changed a lot over the years, Keith.
Yeah,
It's changed
so
quite a bit.
so I hear there's like timelines and
All types of shit, man. All
yeah,
types of shit.
See, it's just
sounds,
funny because
sounds pretty nutty.
It's crazy.
it sounds like you're explaining something to him like he's been in jail or something, but it's literally the most popular.
I just woke up, bro, from the cryogenics lab.
About to say that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So okay, well, let's get into the good stuff. News. Before we let's take one step back here. I would like to talk about what's happening right now as we speak, the Olympics.
Oh yes.
Let me ask you
gotta
guys,
cover it.
was this weekend Olympic filled for you guys in any way?
I hate to say it, but I did not watch many events. I watched Canada versus USA today in men's volleyball. We lost. I was very, very upset about the defense the men's national team was playing in volleyball. It was pathetic.
Are we talking real hardwood volleyball?
Well, I don't know if it was hardwood or tile, but yeah,
It wasn't sand.
It's not sand, yeah. And yeah, I was really disappointed because Canada really put a hurting on us. I think they beat us 3-0.
Ooh, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, like
No good.
it was ridiculous. I thought we were better than that, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't follow men's volleyball on the reg, so
Can't say I'm a diehard fan.
Yeah.
But
I'm a diehard American.
yeah.
So I think of America as the most exceptional country there ever was, ever will be, and I think we need to win everything.
Well, I don't think you're wrong with that. Griff, what about you?
I'm with it. I mean, of course.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
Give me the gold.
Yeah.
But
I want to go.
I watched some fencing this morning, actually.
Ooh.
And I didn't catch the end of it, so can't go too far. It was a tie fence sword game. I don't know what you call it. It's not a ball game.
He said a sword game.
But it was a pretty good fencing match. I'll say that.
Yeah, I like freak out with the Olympics. I love it, and especially now when you just get the app or you can stream. The app, I don't even really mess with the TV anymore. I'll have the TV on just to have it on, but they're playing the majority of what people like are like the track and field, that the swimming, all this. That necessarily has not started because it literally the Olympics just started. But come over the next week that'll kick in hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
Like the beach volleyball was like you were today.
It was on yesterday for sure.
Yeah, and I know earlier today I think it was on, but that stuff's cool. Like I'll have that on just to have it on. But like what I'm trying to dig into, like yesterday I went nuts over ping pong, man.
Yeah.
USA,
It's crazy.
USA, huge upset against I think she was from Slovenia or something. And I know like everyone's like, oh, who cares? But that's the stuff that like fencing. You don't ever see fencing.
Yeah.
No.
I watched women's rugby. That was crazy.
Yeah, I
Really
watched
crazy.
that today.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's awesome.
I still don't understand rugby, but
Yeah,
I watched it. I consumed it, and
Right.
it was cool.
Yeah, you kind of watch and you're like, this is cool. I don't really know 100%, but it is cool. The announcers do a pretty good job of like filling you in.
Yeah, they do.
And they're also realize that most people don't know. I'm really waiting for like the one game that I'm waiting to really catch on is handball.
Oh, dude.
Handball.
Last Olympics, I was
wow.
just all about handball.
I don't think I've ever watched Olympic handball.
Are you
Really?
serious, dude?
I'm
Do
gonna
you-
get into this. This
Do
sounds
you
pretty
know
awesome.
what
Do you know
we're
what it's
talking
all about?
It's basically racquetball, right? With your
No,
hands.
dude.
Yeah.
It's like basketball, but like soccer as well. Because like you get this ball, and you gotta like pass it back and forth up and down this court, and then you can only throw the ball at the net past this certain line.
Yeah.
It's just unreal.
I
Like
think I played this in a PE class growing up.
Ooh, I don't know
like
about
it.
this one. Maybe
It
something.
sounds kind of like something I
dude,
played.
it's intense.
It is intense. What Keith was saying basically is they have like a net. Like the goal that they're shooting at is like the size of like a human. It's not really that big.
Yeah.
But they're surrounded by like a 3-point arc, and you can't go inside of the arc. So
Okay.
but they're playing with like one of these little Nerf balls that like these little tiny things. They're not Nerf balls, but they look like that. And you only get kind of like basketball. Like you get one dribble. Like
That's what I thought.
you can like I can't run without the ball, so I pass to Keith, and then basically what happens is they run these crazy formations, and then somebody will dish it off to somebody, and they'll take one bounce and come in like a flying run. They sprint at the line and then jump and leap towards the goal and like do like a long jump throw, and it's just nuts.
Yeah, it's really intense.
So anybody out there, I highly suggest to catch the handball. Most importantly, though,
The United States did not have a team last Olympics.
Do they have-
Really? That's probably why I didn't see any.
do they have one this year?
I'm hoping so.
I don't even know.
We better, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
If not, I mean, let's make that happen. Let's start that.
So it almost sounds a little bit like lacrosse-ish almost.
Yeah, it is,
But like an
actually.
indoor, no sticks type of lacrosse.
Except for it's like, what's that game? It's like, isn't it like Ultimate Frisbee where you can't run? Like
Yeah.
once you
Yeah.
catch it, you stop.
You got to pass.
Yeah.
Pretty sure if I remember, I think that's how this is. Like you
Okay.
can't.
Yeah.
You get like one ball or one bounce, and then you get like a basketball like step afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually like they took a shit ton of sports and like took a little bit of that and put
Mm-hmm.
it in here, and it's really goofy. And everyone makes the first assumption like my dad did the exact same thing. I was talking to him. He's like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting handball. He's like, you could just go on down to Francis Park if you want to watch some handball. And I'm like, no, that's handball. He's like, yeah, that's handball. That's what I know, handball. That's what they call it. I've been playing that since I was 10. I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
That is what I always knew handball as.
But the handball is like got to be a real sport that they just called, you know.
It's big in Europe, I guess. Not here.
I don't know where it's big. man.
Just
Like,
not here.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. But
I want to make it big here, though. There needs to be a league here.
Sounds cool. I want to check it out.
most importantly, though, was I think we can all agree was the USA basketball.
Oh, domination.
Played game
baby.
1 yesterday.
121 to like 61 or something.
Yeah, we won by 57. 57?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. We're not going to get into this because that's why we did the whole NBA BC pod for. But pure domination. Obviously, I'm super excited about that. But I also watched for the first time the Olympic opening ceremony. Did you guys see any of that?
I have it recorded. I watched the United States walk in, and I was not happy with the outfit.
Very interesting. I tweeted about this.
We looked like France.
At first, I was like, "Why are we
really?
wearing?"
Yeah.
We were polo
Well,
decked out, and I was
Yeah,
like,
that's Ralph Lauren design.
"Yeah." I didn't realize that was an American.
Designer?
Yeah, I didn't know. So I was like, "That's weird." But they were not cool though. Polo makes awesome stuff,
Yeah.
and that was just like a
Those
basic.
uniforms were very blah.
Well, it's just like these countries, they're coming out in their full getup, their cultural outfits, like these small African countries are coming out in like the gowns and tribal stuff, and then we just came out with like a blazer and we were in khaki shorts or something. I don't even
Yeah,
know.
I
Looked
saw
like they're at a boat party or something.
I saw Spain walk in, and they had like I thought it was the United States. I really did. They had
Cowboys?
these. No, they had these these older hats. It's like the full brim, and then a part of it's like flipped up, and it looks like a straw hat, but it's like
Sombrero? Is that what we're looking for?
No.
That'd be pretty funny if they all walked in wearing sombreros.
It was cool. They you get to see all different cultures. I was saying, and then like obviously like you get to see what the people look like from each culture and each part of the world. It's really interesting. It's cool to see them all come out. But I was thinking, this is like kind of a random thought, but when it comes to the Olympics, okay, and we're just talking about all these different sports, what we're waiting for, all that stuff, I started thinking, how many cameras and microphones do you think are being used and operated and maintained for this week and a half long, whatever the Olympics is? I mean, think about this for a second. Every single event has at minimum 2 cameras on it, probably.
At
Right?
least, I would say, yes.
So, and that not to mention that you're probably talking microphones. I'm just thinking like on a budget wise of what like NBC is budgeting out for the Olympics coverage. Like that. Think about that for a
It's
second.
got to be insane. I've never even thought about this before, but
I know,
yeah,
it's
it's got to
weird.
be absolutely
who's
insane.
sponsoring NBC's coverage of the Olympics? I mean, I'm sure there's multiple companies,
Yeah, I
but
don't know
Who's a
about that.
big sponsor?
McDonald's, I
Yeah,
think, huge.
Probably.
Mc-
McDonald's
yeah.
is always big in the Olympics, which is ironic.
I just was thinking, I'm like, this
It
is
is a little
crazy.
ironic,
I'm
yeah.
crazy that I'm watching this ping pong match on my tablet, and this one ping pong match, it's just 2 people playing ping pong. There's like 8 cameras on it, and they're showing all these angles and slow. And I'm like, if they're doing that, like, you know what I'm saying? That we got every sport imaginable going. I'm like, there's got to be at least 10 cameras for every event. And I just started thinking, I'm like, I wonder what.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I bet you that number is.
Easily,
I don't know why I was thinking sitting.
That never even crossed my mind before, but that's a crazy thought.
Yeah, it's weird. I know.
Here's Spain's uniform. That looks more American than anything I've ever seen. Does it not?
It's actually very true. Yeah.
Like, I thought that was the United States coming out.
Oh yeah, that definitely looks very American.
That looked better than ours.
No, I mean that's kind of dope. I
Yeah.
kind of like their get up.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
was not impressed.
that would've been
I need
awesome.
to look ours up because I didn't. I mean, I caught some of the opening ceremony, but I did not actually see the U.S. come in, which bummed out about that. But
Yeah, and then it's interesting to hear all the different stories. I started hearing a bunch of stuff about the Olympic Village and, you know, how every year they go to these places and it's just like a shithole.
Yeah.
Especially in Rio, but
Like, what?
the basketball teams, they're staying on a boat. They're not even.
Yeah.
oh right, that's
they're
hilarious.
like not even like I'm not screwing with that.
I-
I'm not messing with that peasant.
yeah,
bullshit.
like, no, we're not
Yeah.
even doing that.
What is wrong with like plumbing technology around the world? Why can't they flush their toilet paper? Like,
don't
I
know.
understand.
I didn't know they couldn't. But
Yeah, just like Sochi, you can't flush your toilet paper. There's also no toilet fishing. That was actually one of the displays. Was a man a man fishing in the toilet with an X. It was X'd out. Like a lot of
this
people
is a common problem. They have to make signs for this.
apparently,
What?
man.
That's
Yeah.
So can you actually catch fish in the toilet?
I mean,
Because that's awesome.
No, there's no way.
there's no way.
There's no way. No one has ever caught a fish.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak with authority on the toilet fishing.
I mean, you might be able to catch one out of like
Maybe that toilet was like an outhouse
man.
that led straight
Yeah.
to the river, which it sounds like that's actually.
I am pretty sure that's how their stuff works down there.
That's a normal thing because
Yeah.
they're like.
They
So
don't
I
have-
saw those pictures. They had like a couple weeks ago. There was like in the river and stuff that they're doing the rowing. There was like a couch, like just like
Yeah.
there's like actual shit.
Where they're
everywhere.
doing the swimming part for like the triathlons. There, like a month ago, human remains washed up on that beach.
Oh, God.
So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Keith, I was thinking, you know, when it comes to like the flushing stuff, do you think like they're just like, okay, when we build this, we'll do that, and then they're like, wait a second, there's gonna be so many people here, we just won't. Do you think it's like the non-flushing and all that stuff, like the
I think
plumbing and
it-
stuff? Do you think they're like, let's just not screw with it because there's gonna be so much activity, or do you think they're legit like we don't? Oh,
it probably has to do something with a failing infrastructure that they have, and
That sounds about right.
and they can't really support an event like this, which is obvious now that all these stories are coming out about
Yeah,
how
that's-
terrible Rio is.
Seems like it should have been obvious quite a while ago.
I think it was.
yeah, but when you're throwing just billions
Oh,
of
the
dollars
the
into
IOC
it,
is corrupt
yeah.
as corrupt can be.
Yeah,
to pick
so-
places like Sochi and Rio as your destinations, it's just
So yeah.
it's insane. Chicago is where it should have been for sure.
It hands down.
Yeah.
It would have been great
And
too.
dude, that'd
we
be
would have
so
got a lot of
close.
spillover.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, I already
Would've
said.
There would have been some events, I imagine, in Western Illinois, probably. So
Oh, I would think
close
so.
to us.
Yeah.
so. Which would be awesome.
Yeah, we talked. I was talking to somebody about that the other day actually, and how that would be legit for us.
That would be amazing.
Well, then they were talking about since the NBA game, All-Star game was taken out from Charlotte. You heard about all that?
Oh yes.
Well, they wanted to move it to Chicago. They actually, I think, just signed for it to go to New Orleans.
Okay.
But they're trying to raise a big thing, like we should have this in Chicago and try and do like a pro
That'd be awesome.
community and thing because basketball's obviously huge in Chicago. Always
Right.
has been. But yeah, even Chicago's just getting kind of shit on. So
Yeah, they're getting the
They,
shaft. That's rough, man. It's a great city for that type of event. I think.
I think it'll work out. I mean, you know,
It's a beautiful city. It's on Lake Michigan. It's got a lot going for it. Other than the Cubs and that stuff, then whatever.
yeah. Well,
We'll leave that be.
well, before we move on to some stories, any last thoughts on the Olympics and all that? Anything you need to get off your chest?
Our women's gymnastics can take the gold.
Oh, speaking of that, you guys see that guy break his leg in half?
I heard about it. Someone,
Yeah, that
I have
French.
Someone tried to show me a picture of it last night, and
Oh,
I had
you
to
gotta
stop them.
Oh, you gotta look up that video. Oh, you gotta look it up.
That's the sign outside of the toilets.
Okay, Keith is showing me a picture here. It's there's what, 6 pictures. An X of, okay, so this is saying, what does that say?
It is giving.
You can't actually urinate in it. Is that what this picture is, or this one right here?
I don't know. Maybe they're worried about splash.
They don't want you to stand up while you pee.
Yeah, that's actually, it's saying you don't stand up and pee. It looks like it's saying
insulting.
don't puke in it. That looks like somebody's puking.
Where am I supposed to puke if I get
This guy's standing on it. No standing on it. Oh, he's actually doing the upper decker. This guy's taking an upper decker.
Don't do that. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that seems fair.
Which, if you don't know, upper decker, obviously, it's when you shit in the top part of the toilet where the
Well, it's
tank.
not
tank
supposed
is.
to go. Yeah.
So, you know what? If you got to put what an asshole. If somebody you like, hey man, like Griff's about to do it or something. We're like, hey, there's a sign says you can't.
But is it like an
Oops,
epidemic?
okay, now I know.
Is it like an epidemic where you have to put a sign up? Hey, don't do this.
Maybe that's like a thing in Brazil or something where they're like, you know what? Fuck this place. Like, this hotel sucks. You
Yeah.
just give them an upper decker. You leave them an upper decker.
It could be a cultural thing.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's like a sign of
true.
like.
Maybe it's like their Yelp review.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's their ultimate fuck you.
Theirs has a little bit more teeth than ours.
But I don't know what this last picture is, but there is a guy fishing. It has a legit
That
fishing
is
bowl.
amazing.
And it says,
Seriously,
don't fish in these toilets.
that blows me away.
So the only thing that you're allowed to do is literally sit on it.
Sit
On
down
the toilet.
and- yes,
Sit down and pray it
down
doesn't
and do your
break, I
business.
guess.
that's amazing.
That's really
It is
funny.
a wonderful, wacky world we live in.
But no, anyway, like I was saying though, back to I think he was pole vaulting or something. No, not pole vaulting. He was doing a gym. What's the thing where you run up, you hit the weird springy thing, and then you do like a flip over the big brown thing?
horse.
Oh, I believe so. Yeah.
No, the horse is where you're on and you're just like doing weird things on the horse. This one's like,
the vault.
yeah, it's a vault. That's
Is
what
it a vault?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure that's what this guy was doing. I don't know, but I think he was French. But yeah, you guys gotta look that video up. Everyone out there too. He did it and like did some crazy flips and then just landed and completely snapped his leg in half.
But that seems like, I mean, they go flying.
Yeah.
Man. They go so far and they're going so fast. I feel like that's.
Well, plus he's a,
would almost think it would
those-
happen more often.
Those gymnasts are super small people, and
Yeah.
so they're like really flying, like
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
legit getting into the air. So
Yeah.
that kind of impact would, man, you know.
Well, it's kind of like some of those parkour guys, though. They like know how to fall.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I'm gonna go jump off this 10-story building, but I'm gonna do 3 rolls and be okay.
Kill the momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. That who's our main girl in the gymnastics?
Gabby?
No, it's not her
it's
anymore.
Simone.
Yeah.
Oh, is she like super young?
Gabby's
Is that, like,
number.
the really young one?
She's 19 actually.
Oh,
so,
Yeah.
okay.
but she's like 4'9".
Oh, I know.
So
Oh,
speaking
I saw a
of
picture
how
of her.
tiny they are.
Yeah.
She took a picture standing next to DeAndre Jordan today.
Oh, wow.
And you guys gotta look that picture up because that is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, but literally looks like he's
Towering,
twice her size.
yeah.
I think she goes up to like halfway up his thigh. He like hits his like hamstring, and
that's
he's like got his arm around her, and his hand is like, it looks like you're like a squatch thing. Like his hand literally covers her entire shoulder and like a little bit of like chest because it's just like
That
he's a
big.
massive man.
Yeah.
And she's a tiny little person. It's really funny.
Do you think like he could pick her up by her
I think he
head?
could palm her and dunk her like he does every game.
Yeah.
were these were our outfits?
No.
No, okay.
No, we had blazers on. That could be what was beneath the blazers.
Okay, I see him.
Yeah.
Griff's really into the outfit. He's really trying
Yeah,
to.
Spain's were definitely cooler than ours.
Yeah, I'm really glad that
clowns,
Spain's were more American than ours,
Yeah.
in my thoughts. I was really glad they let Michael Phelps carry the flag, too.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
Most decorated Olympian in history
For sure.
gets to
Yeah.
carry flag.
I'm cool with it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, yeah.
Yeah, I got no beef with it. I know some people out there complaining about
Yeah,
that one.
they'll call 'em up.
2 DWIs, whatever. So
Yeah,
it's
call him a
bit of checkered
pothead or
past,
something,
but-
yeah.
Yeah, the pothead part's less concerning
Yeah.
than like his last DWI where he was going like 120 miles through a tunnel.
Oh, I was not aware of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Olympics, awesome.
Ryan Lochte's still on the team.
I don't know if he made the
I
team or
cannot
not.
stand that
He was
guy.
the worst person ever.
Chill.
Maybe my least favorite. He may be my least favorite American.
Well, you know, I mean, once you get your own TV show, man, it's only downhill from there. man.
Chill.
He's just one of the dumbest human beings I've ever heard speak. Like,
Chill.
bar none.
When he was at the top of his hype, I believed that I was like, this can't be real. Like, this guy's got to be putting on a show.
Yeah,
And
I thought
like,
it was an act.
I don't think so.
I
think
thought
that's
it was
who he
an
is,
act.
Like, is he really that bro? There's no way he's that bro.
Is it bro or dumb?
Well, I don't know.
Both.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it could be, but yeah, he kept doing like the chew.
Chew. Chew.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. I watched like one interview with him ever and like couldn't do it again. Like, this guy cannot be for real.
That's what I was like. This has to be like a public act or some kind. Like,
I think I've heard he's just supposed to be a pretty big douche. That's about the size of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could sum it up into those words.
Yep.
well, I don't know if he made it or not actually. But
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about him.
Yeah.
all right, well, let's move on. Let's get into some stories, man. I don't know about you guys, but I found some pretty good ones. They actually have got a couple videos this time too, so we'll see how that works. But this first story that I came across, it's actually, I guess it's kind of funny. It's not really though. I feel really bad for it, but this is the headline of this article I found. Mother fears for her 9-year-old daughter's life as she mysteriously sneezes 8,000 times a day. That's the
I
headline.
gotta say, when you just started, that's like, this doesn't sound funny, dude.
So I got this video here.
There's so many puns that could have been in that headline. It would have just
Yeah.
made it.
When newscasters do inappropriate puns, that is one
Oh,
of the
you
best
seen
things
those
ever.
videos?
Yeah.
Well, check this out. Check this video out real quick.
It can be every 10 seconds, every 15 seconds. The maximum we've gone to on the weekend was 20 to 25 minutes, possibly 30 minutes. But then yesterday it's come back more violently, and it's it's been 10 seconds apart, 15, a minute, 3 minutes. So really can't put a finger to it. But.
And first of all, it feels horrible and irritating, and I can't go to clubs or outside.
Every 10
because
seconds. She
it
sneezes every 10
causes
seconds.
Why is this 8-year-old girl trying to go to
We've
clubs?
tried antihistamines, we've tried steroids, we've tried.
So it goes on. She actually has a table full of stuff, of different things, of medicine that they've tried. They've gone to multiple doctors. Nobody knows what it is. The only time she doesn't sneeze is when she's sleeping. Okay, so luckily, because that would act... This is actually as bad as it gets, but can you imagine if you just were sneezing while you're sleeping? That's like kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah,
But,
would you be able to sleep?
well, that's the thing.
Oh, there's no way.
So here's the other thing is the doctors, I have no idea what it is. She did one study of like a hypnosis study
Yeah.
for 1 hour, and it was the only hour that she didn't actually sneeze when she was hypnotized, I guess, when she was in this thing. As soon as they snapped her out of it, she started sneezing again.
So it's a mental thing.
It's something,
It
yes,
has
they think.
nothing to do
So
with
the-
any physical
No, they think
thing,
it's just
yeah.
the brain
Completely like
sending...
psychosomatic type stuff.
Yeah.
Like her brain's just like sending these weird signals somewhere, and she just sneezes.
That is crazy.
I don't know. Like, I've never been able to fake a sneeze. You know what I mean?
I can make myself sneeze a lot of times.
Can you?
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
The only way
What
I
do you
know
do?
how is like pull a
Just, like,
nose
think-
hair.
Just like think
Kind
about
of
it.
like take a big breath. It's weird. I gotta like lean back. And
You
then
like-
You can make yourself sneeze.
yeah, sometimes.
Griff, you're kind of like
man.
that guy from X-Men, man.
Yeah.
I have powers.
You're you're like that bald guy, man, that just can think about stuff.
Yeah, totally. Dr. Xavier, because I can make myself sneeze.
Dr. Xavier.
So then the girls, talking about it, and I feel bad for her because she says that, she gets to a certain point, she basically says, like, it hurts. It's not like a sneeze where you're like, just,
It
like,
has to
once you
hurt.
do it to a certain amount of time, 8,000, once you sneeze every 10 seconds, it's got to be painful. And the other thing I was thinking about was when she's not sneezing, like, one of the most irritating feelings is when you feel that sneeze coming and it won't come. She probably feels that constantly all day long, like in between. So she sneezes, 10 seconds later, sneezes. But in between those 10 seconds, she probably has the feeling that another one's coming.
Oh, for sure.
she like
has to.
tried looking at a light or anything.
I just oh man, I just started thinking about what life would be like if you were this little girl.
It would
It
wreak
would be
havoc on your life.
horrendous. I mean, you're never going to be able to have a normal life.
That's what she was saying.
This is
She
going
she
on.
literally cannot go outside. Like
Yeah.
They said it's bad in the house, but her mom, going on the article, she said if they go outside, it's like freaks out. It's just like blah, 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 like a machine gun firing off.
Clearly,
but sneezing.
Oh man.
Clearly, she'll never drive a car. Clearly, she'll never,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I bet she can't really be in a classroom with other kids. Like,
That would be very distracting.
it would. Can you imagine being that teacher?
Yeah.
Just have a kid sneezing every 10 seconds all day long.
There's no
It
way.
would be a problem.
There's no way. So yeah, that's I just was like, wow, that's
That
crazy.
sucks. That is a crazy, bizarre medical thing, but yeah, it's sad actually. Yeah.
People are out there. I think you brought up the hiccups.
Yeah.
Like people will hiccup for like
20 years I've heard of before.
Oh,
Someone
God.
have the hiccups for 20 years.
What?
That is just nuts.
I'd be so miserable.
Think of your diaphragm
No
going
kidding.
through that.
That's
like,
the thing with the sneezing girl too. It's like because your
Yeah.
muscles are spasming when you sneeze, right? So like her muscles have to be like her stomach has to be sore all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid that our like head's gonna explode or something.
I wouldn't rule it out. 'Cause
I mean, she's sneezing 8,000 times a day.
It's-
You
yeah.
can't rule out a
Can't
head
rule anything
exploding.
out,
Yeah.
Yeah, no. You guys come across anything?
Yeah. Philadelphia is warning their citizens to not swim in dumpsters.
What?
'Cause
Dumpster
supposedly-
diving?
No.
taken to a different level dumpster diving.
Don't swim in dumpster pools. So I'm guessing you ever seen those big you rent them out when somebody's like rehabbing a house, those big dumpsters. So somebody in Philadelphia took it upon themselves to put those
It sounds like more than one somebody.
yeah.
They're doing a citywide
and
warning.
they made it into a pool. And now Philadelphia,
Wait.
the city has to come out and tell them not to swim in these dumpster pools.
Stay classy, Philly. Stay
Yeah.
classy.
Wait. I got questions. Just explain to me again how or what this is made of.
They're metal. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
You ever drove by a house and saw the big dumpsters? Like they use it a lot when they do like roofs.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
for
like
sure.
They're
that.
huge. You know?
So somebody transformed that into a pool, and now the city of Philadelphia, I'm guessing the mayor's office is coming out and saying, please don't swim in these dumpster pools.
Is it bad that I think that is like kind of a brilliant idea?
No,
It is. You know,
it
it's-
is.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, well, you know what it reminds me of is like they say like the neighborhoods that like pop open a fire hydrant. And,
Yeah.
like the kids play and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like the same thing as people are
That's
just like
that's how they're filling them.
This was somebody taking it.
That's how they're filling it.
This was somebody
with the
taking that
hydrant
to
water.
a whole different level. Yeah.
oh man, that's actually really funny. If Philly's just getting down and they're legit dumpster
They're
diving.
dumpster diving.
Yeah, really. I wonder if you had to paint no diving on the side of this pool.
You probably should.
Yeah, you probably should.
Somebody needs to call whoever made those Brazil signs. They got to. We need a
Oh,
sign made for this stuff, man.
They're good at making signs down there. So yeah, get them up in Philly. We'll fix the problem.
Oh yeah.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
So I ran across that and I thought that was awesome. Like, I think it's innovative.
I think
like
it's
I don't
extremely innovative.
I don't
Except for you probably swimming around in like all rust and stuff from the inside.
I imagine that's why the warnings are going
Yeah.
out.
do you remember the Hoosier hot tubs though?
Yes.
The galvanized pool.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
those
sure.
were. I mean, kind of the same thing. I guess there wasn't trash thrown in them
Yeah,
year
that's
round.
like nails and stuff. Like that's
Yeah.
like construct. But I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. With as hot as it's been here, and I'm sure
Oh.
it's even hotter over there in Philly.
Yeah.
These people are just probably freaking out, probably losing their mind. They're like, "We need a pool."
Yeah.
Like, and they just like,
Some crafty little son of a bitch came up
Yeah.
with something.
that's pretty
Exactly.
funny.
So I'm all about the dumpster diving.
I endorse it.
Yeah.
I will officially endorse dumpster diving.
I'll support that.
There you go, ABC Pod. We are okay with dumpster diving.
Ignore the mayor, Philly. Don't listen to him at all.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
We would do.
He probably has a nice
pool.
pool in his
Yeah.
backyard. Who is he to judge these people for going swimming in the dumpster? I don't like it at all.
What about you, Griff? You come across anything?
I got nothing really. I mean, there was.
Oh, I got something that you might like, Griff. Did you? What are your thoughts? I didn't ask you about this, but about that guy that is being released, the guy that tried to assassinate Reagan or whatever. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I didn't know he was being released.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem.
I had a news article on it, but I don't know what I did with it. But
I mean-
did you hear about that, Keith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's served his time.
I guess so.
Like, there's
Something-
restrictions with his release. Like,
Yeah, he has
he's
to
not
stay at
allowed-
his mom's house, I
Yeah.
think. But they were saying, the article was saying that he actually was doing like weekly visits to her outside of the thing since like '04.
Really?
They were like, yeah, like once a week he would go and hang
This-
out at his mom's house for a day or something.
Is
And then
there like medical issues with his mom? Is he trying to take care of her? Or?
I think that since they declared him for insanity and stuff, I think that it's like his thing
okay, I
that he
thought
has.
there was something
His
like
mom's
that.
like the only person that
Well,
like.
Didn't he attempt to assassinate Reagan because he was like some fanboy of Farrah Fawcett or something like that at the time?
think-
and like
I remember hearing
that
some
was
of that.
his way to impress her, and like it was really really just strange. He was insane,
Yeah, I mean,
and like
It's definitely crazy.
yeah.
we're going to impress Farrah Fawcett by killing the president of the United States.
I don't know if it was Farrah Fawcett. Don't quote me on that, but it
Hey,
was
that was her heyday back then.
it was like a bombshell at the time. Like she was
Yeah.
uber hot.
yeah.
And
That's-
like he was trying to impress her, and I think that was the whole idea behind the attempted assassination of a president.
Well, listen, I've definitely tried to impress girls in my life.
Would you?
But this guy's got a whole nother level of
Yeah.
game. I just,
his
dude.
dedication is a little.
yeah, you know,
high.
whoever that girl was, I mean, the effort.
Yeah, oh,
It
yeah.
was
You got
there.
to respect the
Right.
effort.
I hope whoever that girl was, whatever it is, I hope she at least sent him like a postcard and was like, "Thanks, I
Yeah.
appreciate it."
I doubt it, because if he had
Thanks
his
for trying to kill the president for me.
if he had his way, she'd be in his basement locked up.
That's probably true. That's
Like-
probably a very good point.
Yeah, whoever it was probably actually hired like a whole security team.
oh, I'm sure.
She should probably be worried right now.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
that,
she
that
is.
was one of the stipulations of him getting released. I think
Stays the hell away from.
Yeah, he has to stay. He has to stay away from any government official, and like just
And Farrah Fawcett.
yeah. He pretty much all he gets to do is go to the grocery store, go home.
It beats being in jail.
It does.
Well, he was in a psych ward, so who knows what that
Well,
was about.
that could be even worse.
I mean, he was in a legit mental hospital, which absolutely fascinates me. That whole concept. Is,
Have you guys
Oh,
ever
oh.
been inside a mental hospital?
no, but I
yes.
want to though.
Same here,
I
man.
want- I like-
I really do.
I'm really big.
I have, and it's interesting.
Are they really creepy? Well, I know just going into like old people's homes, like the old, I don't even know what you call them, but to me that's
nursing homes?
Retirement home,
Yeah, there you go, like a nursing home, or something.
assisted living.
That shit
yeah.
is super creepy to me,
Oh,
and that has
sure.
nothing to do with like mental.
Well, that's kind of like that's where you go to die.
Yeah, but
So
it's
that's
just
a
like-
creepy idea, right?
Not even the
is.
idea, just like the atmosphere, the vibe, the people. It's all crazy. I want to know if it's like going to a mental. I mean, if they're really like legit like psychos running around.
So
and
like,
you're
I think there's different
whoa.
like levels and stuff. So like,
Yeah, I'm not expecting it to be like a horror movie, like
well, I think
whoa, crazy. But
I think it used to be.
I
Wait,
think there's
wait.
the old school stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I know
One
that.
flew over
Like,
the cuckoo's nest. I think it was
Electric
pretty,
shock
was pretty
therapy,
realistic. I
and-
think
yeah,
actually.
definitely. I've seen some documentaries. I forget the name of it. Damn, there was a really good documentary. It used to be on Netflix, and these people were like, the whole thing was that they like filmed a documentary about this mental hospital without the people knowing that they were filming it, and they just uncovered a bunch of shit. It was crazy, but actually terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, the lobotomies and stuff they
Yeah,
used
like
to do,
really
that is
screwed
legitimately
up
one of
stuff.
the most horrifying ideas.
Like leaving
I've ever heard
people
of.
Yeah.
naked in
I'm
a
gonna-
no.
I'm going to turn
wall.
off like the part of your brain that makes you you, and you're going to
Yeah.
walk around as a zombie
That's-
until you die.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
man.
crazy.
I don't know how did we just get on that?
I don't know.
The guy pled insanity.
Oh, yeah.
The
Wow.
attempted
Went on a
assassination.
tangent there.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, Griff. I just thought that might be something up your.
No,
Yeah.
that is. I didn't even hear about that, but that's definitely interesting. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I got nothing on this.
Well, well, I cut you off, but did you have any news stories that you came across?
I mean, other than like there was a Florida man who was arrested for trying to use a taco as an ID after burning his car on fire. Just general Florida stories, of course.
Speaking of burning cars, cars being on fire, Michelle on Friday night had a Snapchat. She was at Caruso's over off of Osceola, and there was a car on fire in the parking lot. And this went on for like this whole thing was like engulfed in flames.
Oh
like,
man,
It looked awesome. I wanted to be there so bad. Like I thought about leaving where I was at just to go watch this car burn. I've never seen a car burn.
I wonder how it got lit on fire.
That's what I was wondering. Like,
If it's in a parking lot, it sounds like someone
That's intentional.
did that on purpose.
well, it was like driving through, and it had like flames, and
Oh,
then like
what?
they stopped in the parking lot and like just let this thing burn.
Were there any like fire trucks or anything there?
Not
Just
from
nothing?
what I saw. Yeah,
Huh.
like I'm sure they eventually.
I would
came,
think, right.
But like, there was no attempt on like the bar's behalf either to like run out there with a fire extinguisher. You know, like
No, they're just letting it go.
yeah,
It's like, oh, we got another burning car out there.
yeah.
Third time this week, goddamn.
Hey, somebody get the hot dogs. Let's go.
Somebody sent me a Snapchat the other day of they were driving down the highway and there was a car on the shoulder just completely engulfed in flames, and I was like, damn.
That's crazy.
You're just driving, you see like complete fire, like a real
never,
fire.
I've
Yeah.
never seen that. Yeah.
Neither have I. I've only seen it in like obviously
TV.
movies.
Yeah,
Yeah, TV. But real life, I want to.
2 eyes. No.
You know what? I take that back. That's actually I have witnessed it. I forgot my brother's first car, the Cougar, actually went out in flames.
Oh man.
Yeah, because he had wired a switch, and somehow it arced, and his car was
Just lit up his car.
yeah, it was lit on fire. It's
That's
pretty
crazy.
nuts. David actually beat the fire department to my house.
That'd be weird if you're like just driving on the highway and the car next to you just.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy just to see like an accident on the highway if you're anywhere near it. Like that's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
scary. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen an accident happen like 50 feet in front of me. Dude went into the wall. It's just
Oh,
like, yeah,
man.
that's scary.
Speaking of accidents, I actually saw something. It wasn't, I guess you could call it an accident. It wasn't a car accident, but I was at Keith Phillips, actually, the one right next to Keith's house, and some dude drove off with the gas pump still in his car.
People do that all the time.
And, I actually watched it happen, and it's pretty funny because I was like, no, it's like some teenage boy.
Yeah.
And what was interesting was that he started going, and then the thing, it like popped out, but it like, since he was going pretty fast when he pulled off, so it like did like a whiplash, like a, and it like went the other way, and I was just thinking like, damn, what if somebody was like,
Standing
imagine
there?
catching
Yeah.
a whiplash from one of those heavy ass gas pumps.
You would not
Yeah.
be. You'd be hurt. You'd be in the hospital probably.
And he did like the whole like stop. What shit was that? Me? Look back. Like, oh, do I go? Fuck. And he like,
What'd he do?
He like slowly reversed and like got out and like checked his car and shit. And I was just like, I would have just kept driving probably.
You can't just drive with like a gas thing coming out of your car forever. It's crazy that they just like unsnap from them though, because that is a
Yeah, that's
somewhat
a common
occurrence.
Yeah.
This one didn't. That's what I think why it whiplashed.
I
Because
think
it didn't.
it's older pumps over there. That's
Yeah, that is
why
a pretty old-
probably.
Well, I was just thinking, that makes sense that they do that now
Yeah.
because I'm telling you, there's the way that this thing whipped back. I mean, if a car, it would have. That had some power to
It
it.
could have been deadly.
Done some damage,
It could have
yeah.
been deadly to a person standing there.
Oh,
Probably.
yeah. So that was funny though. I saw. I got a nice laugh out of that one.
Yeah, that's something.
So tacos for IDs?
Yeah, dude. Florida. It's Florida.
Yep, Florida. Shout out.
Sounds about right. Yeah. What's in the water down there?
Something's not good.
Like seriously.
I don't know. You think it's like a heat atmosphere?
It's gotta be like a cultural thing. It's not like
Do you think they're just like
the system is not producing these
Florida's
people.
such a strange place, right? Because it's almost like it's like 3 different states. Like
I
there's-
guess, yeah.
There's coastal Florida, then there's the interior Florida, which is very much more country,
And
and
then, like,
far south
the-
Miami is
Yeah.
like liberal. Not doesn't seem like it's in the south.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, but.
I don't know if it's like there's water everywhere. People just like live on the wild side and just do crazy shit. Because I just feel like everyone's just.
I feel like that
insane.
plays a factor into
It's got
it.
to be something like you were saying culture, but it's got to be something like the culture of like we're living or we do these crazy things because something blah blah blah.
Some
Like,
common,
there's gotta
some
be.
common factor.
Yeah.
Or is it us just being crazy Midwestern people and being like, oh my god, you guys are insane because of how we were our culture?
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I think that's crazy's crazy. Crazy
I think
is
Florida
crazy.
is recognized everywhere as being a weird, crazy place with some crazy individuals.
Like I'm a big rap guy, and I always see all these rappers coming out of Florida, like Stitches.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
my god.
What
That dude.
Stitches.
what possesses you to get a tattoo of Stitches running up your cheeks, and then he's got an AK-47 tattooed on his neck?
Yeah.
Like, there's
I
just
see the scrub.
yeah, he is.
I hate that guy. Who knocked him out? Have you seen that video?
Oh, I have.
Yeah, I saw that.
I have.
I saw
yeah.
that.
He was doing a lot of talking.
Yeah, they were saying
Yeah.
they were saying that it was like him and the Game were having a big
Yeah.
beef, and so they said it was like one of Game's bodyguards or something.
I didn't know he's our age.
Yeah.
Stitches is our age.
Yeah.
Like, he's 25 years old.
Yeah.
And he puts out terrible music, but that dude's strange.
Yeah,
Oh,
for those who
Something
don't
unhinged.
for those who don't know, look up Stitches. He has many music videos that actually I think almost all of them have at least 1 million, 2 million views. They're pretty big. But check this guy out. This white rapper, like Keith was saying, he actually has stitches tattooed from cheek to cheek, going over his mouth. I can't really explain anything of that, but it's very terrifying, and they look great on him. And you guys should check it out. And that might be maybe it's just trend setting. You know, maybe that's gonna be the new thing.
I hope not.
Please no.
No,
Please
it'll never be a new thing.
I would hope not.
Back to the Florida thing. I think I got Florida Story of the Week this week.
Florida.
That's I think for now we're gonna use that as a cool Florida story sound effect. That's how you know shit's about to get crazy.
The Florida segue.
I came across this story, man, and it's not the craziest, weirdest story you've ever heard, but I had to give this guy credit. Okay, this guy is impressive. Okay, this dude, obviously found in Florida, Richard Hoagland has been living a completely secret, separate life for the past 20 years.
Double life.
Really?
I got this like little news excerpt, so I'm just gonna play this and check this out. Tell me what you guys think about this.
Case of stolen identity in Pasco County. A man pretended to be someone else for more than 20 years. The sheriff says he lived that lie so his family wouldn't find him.
This case it's complicated. It's sad for the victims all around. You're dealing with human lives that for 20 years, their reality has just been shattered.
Look at these pictures right here. Deputies say Richard Hoagland, he is the one on the left side of your screen, stole the death certificate for Terry Szymanski. He is on the right.
Crazy, right?
With that death certificate, he was able to get a birth certificate, a license, multiple credit cards,
How do you get a
even
birth
several
certificate if you're
mortgages
dead?
right here
Check
in
this out.
Pasco County. His family, friends, neighbors, even his children knew him as Terry Szymanski.
His children didn't know.
What?
His own children didn't know who he was. The article says that when they arrested this guy, they said, "Dude, give us a statement. Why'd you do this?" And he said, "I just wanted to get away from my wife, my first wife."
That was it?
That was his
That's
reasoning.
the motive?
That was his reasoning.
Wow, how bad was his first
She
wife?
must have
Jeez.
sucked.
Dude,
Yeah.
or
Or
this guy's
he
just an
sucked.
insane
Yeah.
fucking Florida person. Listen to this. So the guy's death certificate that he stole, this guy was living with that guy's dad. That's how I found out that guy died.
Oh, okay.
And I guess his dad was an old guy. Don't know how that's happened. But then he just figured I died and just got a hold of all his shit somehow and literally made
It's like old school identity theft.
Yeah.
old school. That's what I'm saying. Like this guy, I mean, that is impressive. That
Yeah.
that actually
Yeah.
worked, and he actually got it validated and had. I mean, he according to
20 years.
to the government, he was a real. He
This
was
was
still
who he
that
was.
guy.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
I've heard of stories like this in the past, not 2016, but like
Yeah.
where a fugitive would do something similar.
Well, isn't that
and
like
take an identity like that?
the whole basis of what's that John Hamm show? Mad Men? Doesn't he steal?
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I never watched.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I think that's
He-
what's his name in that show? Oh shoot.
I should know that actually. I don't.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's how it begins. They were at war, and
he swiped somebody's identity.
yeah, it was like a general or something, like a higher up guy, a higher ranking official died, and he like took his identity. Don Draper.
Don Draper. That's it.
He took his identity and just kind of ran with it and became successful, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're saying that the guy's identity he stole. He drowned in 91. This dude, Richard Hoagland, stole his the dead guy's identity in 93. It says here.
Put that into context. He's had his identity since I was 2.
Yeah, our entire lives, this guy, his everyone that knew him did not actually have any idea who he was. That's kind of terrifying.
That's scary.
It says he had a marriage certificate. He got a bunch of stuff, background for this guy to fill out the paperwork, I guess, from Ancestry.com.
Are you serious? It was that easy.
The nephew of Szymanski, who is the guy that died,
Yeah.
was surprised to find a marriage certificate on Ancestry.com indicating that his uncle had gotten married after his death.
That'd be surprising.
Oh, that's how we got busted?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It says this Ancestry.com is telling me that my dead uncle's married. That's not right. And so he called the cops and said, "Hey, can you just look into this? This is really weird. It might just be a website thing." And they're like, "Yeah, sure." And then like, "Oh, actually, this guy lives in Tampa Bay.
That's
and
how we got caught.
Has a wife and a son." And
Oh.
Wow.
so
Damn Ancestry.com.
Yeah.
police say that Hoagland learned about Szymanski's death and stole his information while living with the man's father, Edward Szymanski, who was looking for a roommate. That sounds like some Florida shit. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Hoagland then opened credit cards and took out several mortgages on the deceased man's name, that's
Like, is he paying those mortgages? Like,
I guess their
right?
family probably is, right?
I would
his
think
family.
that he probably has to pay it.
Yeah.
He has assumed that identity and is living under it, so those debts are your debts.
Yeah.
Okay, check this out though. Hoagland's first wife so I guess he's originally his first life was in Indiana. It says Hoagland's first wife in Indiana told police that he disappeared after learning the FBI was after him for embezzling millions of dollars.
So this dude's
So
just
it was the old school fugitive type thing.
Yeah.
This guy, this is what I'm saying of what level of impressive work this is. This guy embezzled millions of dollars, was on the FBI's coming after him, and he pulls a legit movie plot and just completely switches his life. I mean, that's like
Pick the right state.
that's like government, like top-notch spy activity right there.
The
Or
only
it's
thing
just
missing
some
is
lucky asshole who
Yeah.
fell through the cracks and
the only thing missing is an actual face swap. I mean,
if you would have got some plastic surgery, it would have been like
yeah.
that one horrible Johnny Depp movie from years ago.
This is my
You mean John Travolta?
No, I mean Johnny Depp's
Face
the one
Off?
No, I haven't seen
Nice.
that one.
Nick Cage.
This is a solid drop right there.
John Travolta.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, dude, check it out.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It is.
But here's my favorite part of this whole thing. I actually mentioned it earlier, but the kicker, which is such a Florida thing, is the last line of the article. When arrested, Hoagland denied the charges and told officers that the reason he left Indiana was, just to get away from his wife. So he said, "No, I wasn't running from embezzling $1 million. I don't even care that the FBI was against me. I had to get away from that."
She was
lady.
just the worst.
He was terrible.
This guy is really fucked up. He's obviously crazy, but man, he pulled this off for 20. I just got to give this guy some credit. I mean, this guy might be my Florida story of the week and my shout out of the week, because this is something that you hear people maybe trying this, and this legit worked. He legit had 2 lives, but God, you think about that, man. His family in Indiana, he ran away, and they're like, man, he had to have died. Like, this guy's been gone for 20 years. He
You have
has
to
to be
assume he's
dead.
dead. Yeah.
My question to you is, if you find out, like, let's say that was your dad that did that, would you not drive down to that jail and just like,
I'm the mailman.
yeah,
Punch him in his face.
punch him, yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you?
slap him square in the
Yeah.
face? Yeah.
I don't know. He's been out of your life for 20 years.
Yeah,
I guess,
but
but I don't know.
I've probably gone through so much, wondering, asking
Yeah,
what happened to you.
that is true.
Probably mourned you as dead at some point, and now I find out you're just being an asshole in Florida. So I'd have a problem.
Yeah,
with that.
yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah. Crazy. You got any, come across anything else good, Keith?
I just got my Pokemon story of the week.
Oh, all right. Well, before we go into that, let me show you something. I found this video. I thought it was hilarious. And since our conversation last week, when I saw it, I just immediately thought of you. So you guys have seen the YouTube, what's his name? Francis, the Francis Rage guy that does all the nerdy games and stuff, and he like freaks out. They're actually really funny. Have you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
He came out with one, and obviously he says it on his YouTube channel that this is basically a skit. It's like his thing that he does. They're not real. A lot of people think that they're real because he does a good job in them, but they're really, really funny. This last one was, I don't know, I guess it's his sister comes in and saying, hey, how did I get, I don't know how much money he spent on his, he put like
$4,000 on a credit card or something
crazy on a credit card for Pokemon Go. And this right here we're about to jump in is basically him explaining his reasoning for it, and I just it's so funny. I gotta play this. So let's listen to this.
Yeah, I've seen this.
No, you fucking saw Ghostbusters.
I didn't see Ghostbusters.
That's what you
And
fucking
we
saw.
ate fast
No,
food,
you saw
for the
that
record.
movie. No, you didn't. You had steak and lobster. I fucking know you and David. Okay, so that night, you told me, what did you tell me? Get an Uber. I got an Uber, and me and this Uber driver, John, we drove around, all around town. We went up to Crystal Bridges, we went downtown Fayetteville, we went everywhere to catch Pokemon with all the Pokemon shops, and we caught as many Pokemon as we could. That's what we did, okay?
You know damn well when I said get an Uber, I meant get an Uber downtown and then walk around downtown.
Okay, do you have any idea how hot it was that night? Okay, it was 98 degrees. You expect me to walk around in 98 degrees? Okay, I got a bottle, but it only holds so much Mountain Dew, sis.
Okay. I love that so much. That might be the best quote of the whole thing. It only holds so much Mountain Dew. All right, cool.
Okay, what am I supposed to do to stay hydrated?
Hundreds of kids out there walking around. I see them every time
They're fucking posers. They don't really take the game serious, okay? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't even know what a first generation Pokemon is, okay? They don't know
First gen.
a Hitman Lee from a fucking Charizard, okay? I'm serious. I'm actually gonna catch them all, okay? I'm not gonna be down on the square for 10 fucking minutes like these little fucking millennial hipsters, okay? I'm down there actually fucking catching Pokemon, okay? I need a little bit of help. And me and John, by the way, we're like this now. We're going out every night this week catching Pokemon. He plays too, and he helps me play. He knows where to catch the good pokes. He knows where the good poke shops are. You're just mad because I have a fucking friend.
Oh, that would explain these 7.
His Uber driver knows where the good pokes are. This guy.
Him and John are like they're like this now.
There's been like multiple businesses or attempts at like businesses are like people are doing startups for like driving people around to Pokemon.
I heard that.
Like,
Yeah.
there's also in New York, there's a guy charging $25 an hour to be a Pokemon trainer, and you open an account with him, and then he plays the game for you. But then you have unlimited access to this account. So, like, if you're trying to impress somebody with your Poke game, you don't even have to play. You can just pay this guy to play for you.
What is wrong with people? Like,
Why are we not doing that? We could be sitting on this couch right now playing.
Because I guarantee you, nobody is paying him $25 an hour.
I don't know, man. That one, there was that lady in Britain. Did we talk about this already?
Oh yeah, she dropped. She quit her job.
Quit her job and was a professional Pokemon person.
I'm just like, I want to like translate that into like a cool game like Call of Duty and just do that. Well, and be obviously I'm not.
I remember when World of Warcraft was huge. I don't know. I think it still is pretty big, but I think people were selling their World of Warcraft accounts for like thousands of dollars. Like just so people didn't have to play it, they would just jump in with all the good stuff, and
they definitely used to do that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
That's a big thing.
Yeah,
so
that's definitely a real thing.
I'm thinking about selling my Pokemon Go account.
Shit.
You better step your game up first. before you do that.
I got to catch them all first.
You for sure don't know where the good pokes are, dude.
I don't, man.
You need to get linked up with John, get in that Uber, and figure it out, man.
I know. I'm a terrible Pokemon trainer. I really am.
What's your story?
Oh, my story is about a Pokemon trainer going out at night and getting stabbed, and then proceeding to play more Pokemon before he goes to the hospital.
Dedication.
Yeah. So
the dedication is just that.
It's honorable.
Yeah, man, that's die hard
so
right there.
Michael Baker could hands down in my mind go down as the best Pokemon trainer ever. He was out at 1:00 in the morning playing Pokemon Go, and he encountered a stranger on the street. He thought they might also be playing the game. So the guy goes, "Do you fancy a battle?" The stranger takes out a knife, stabs him in the shoulder.
Oh my god!
Because, like, I mean,
Do you fancy a battle?
Yeah.
Apparently the guy did fancy a battle.
yeah. But I mean, it makes sense on the stranger's part too. Like,
It does.
Like, oh, you want a battle? Yeah,
Like,
let's do this.
It's just
you
a weird
weirdo.
way of this guy saying, let's go. Bro.
Yeah, like he's trying to like drop the
Trying to
mitts.
throw hands, yeah.
just, like you can't just.
Can't go ask somebody to battle.
Yeah, it
So,
You should probably start with
1:30 in the
hey,
morning.
Yeah, you should probably start like with hey man, are you playing?
Pokemon, yeah.
Do you fancy a battle?
Do you want to fight?
So Michael gets stabbed and continues his excursion by picking up chips and beer.
My God, this guy might be the coolest dude
Michael.
ever.
Yeah. So he gets stabbed, goes, gets some chips and beer, continues to walk around, ends up at the hospital at the end of the night, and gets 8 stitches in his shoulder.
What an awesome dude. That sounds like this guy actually ended up having just still a good night.
Yeah.
Sounds
like
good.
he
Yeah.
was not letting getting stabbed deter him from catching them all.
I kind of
Respect,
feel bad for him
respect.
because it's like even though he obviously didn't frame the question very well, but even if that happens, I'd say not. And somebody's literally going to jump to and say, "Well, all right," and fight. 9 out of 10 times you're going to get punched, which that sucks. But this guy was just like, no, and like just shanked him.
Wasn't playing. Went
Yeah.
straight for the knife.
So then, just being the coolest guy ever, he gets up and just logically thinking says, "Well, this sucks, but I'm kind of thirsty. I'm hungry. It's late. I've probably worked up appetite walking around playing Pokemon.
Oh,
and
I'm sure.
going for the good pokes, and fuck, I could use a beer, bag of chips. I love this guy. I mean, this is dedication to your craft at its finest.
Oh, yeah. I would love to see the amount of Pokemon this guy has.
Yeah, do you think he just has? Is this one of these guys that should just quit what he's doing and become a Pokemon
Probably.
player?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I can't speak for Michael, but I'm sure the thought's going through his mind.
I mean, he's got to be top 2, Pokemon trainers all time. Him and Ash Ketchum.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he's got. I feel like he's got to be like ranked somehow worldwide.
Yeah, I don't play, so I still don't really,
Yeah, me neither, Griff. I'm sad to say I've really gone back and forth on it. I'm picking it up and just trying it.
well, I think 90% of people that don't play Pokemon Go end up to become serial killers.
You know what? I will actually, something like that just explodes. I mean, it's not crazy to think that
It's a
to
phenomenon,
go down
dude.
that road. Yeah, I mean, well, I know for a fact. We went out to dinner last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, and for those of you who don't know, and for those of the local people that are listening, we are recording this in Soulard, which for those I guess who aren't from here, it's super old French. Would you say a town or
It's a French.
It's a section of the city.
It's a section of the city.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A neighborhood.
One of the oldest
Yeah,
parts.
neighborhood.
It's one of
Yeah,
the oldest
neighborhood.
parts of the city.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
French.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the original
French-inspired architecture.
Yeah, one of the original French.
Settlements?
Yeah, I guess you could say. But the thing about Soulard now, and kind of was then too, it's like a historic thing where we keep basically the same thing. I think it was known for the pubs that they had and stuff. Well, this is basically what it is now. Bars everywhere. So basically what I was getting to was we went to eat at one of the restaurants and down here, and I ended up knowing the server. We were talking or whatever, and some of the people I was with were playing Pokemon Go, and we started talking, and the guy says, "Oh, you missed last night. They just had a Soulard Pokemon bar pub crawl."
Yeah.
He said there was 850 people.
Dude, it's
Did
huge.
this.
It's a phenomenon.
And,
it's taken over.
I think that's a funny thing. They're like going out drinking. Man, have you ever drank in pokey? What do you say? What's the?
I refuse to play it in social settings. I refuse.
Why is that?
Well, more social settings like at a bar or something like that, because that's the time you're supposed to be spending with your friends, not playing
Actual human beings.
Yeah. Not playing a game. So it's like, yeah, you're mixing kind of best of both worlds because everybody there is going to be playing Pokemon. So yeah, I would have definitely done that if I heard about that. Yeah.
mean, it's making it a social thing. So.
Right, exactly. They're making it a social thing, which is good.
Yeah, I just wonder how
what it's for.
I wonder how a drunk pokey eating. What? Hold on. Before we
Could be some dangers.
What is what's the? I don't even know how
The
the
term?
term for like. Is that a verb? Like, is it a like? How would you?
Pokey going?
Is it poking? Poking? Hi, dude. What are you doing? Oh, I was.
poking.
I'm poking Pikachu? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right at all.
Griff. Jeez.
Just poking around. Oh, okay.
Dude, I'm just poking. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, we'll say that because we don't know. We're idiots, and this is anything but credible. We are not.
We're not
we
the
don't-
guys.
Yeah.
Don't come to us for these kind of answers. We don't know. We're just talking. But yeah, I just imagine drunk poking.
It probably wouldn't be the best, man, because your Pokeballs be flying all over the place.
Yeah, and then
wouldn't
you meet somebody and you've been drinking, and you say, "Hey, man,
Fancy
you want
a battle."
to have a
Fancy a
Pokeball?"
battle?
And you get stabbed in the neck.
That's the
Or you-
problem. It's danger.
Maybe you get laid, though.
Hey, who knows?
Yeah. You
Or,
don't know. You
yeah.
got to take that risk.
She may fancy a battle. Who
Yeah.
knows? $500 to Uber around with your boy John and catch some pokes.
Just don't get stabbed while you're
Don't
out there,
get
guys.
stabbed.
Well, did you guys hear about going on a local tip real quick? Did you guys hear about that stuff with sweetie pies?
Yeah, it got broken into?
No, just that happened. This is more
okay.
recently though.
No, I haven't then.
For those of you who don't know, Sweetie Pies is a super famous soul food, I guess you would say, restaurant. I think it's in their website, like their titling, I think, is soul food.
Oh, okay.
They've been on Travel Channel, Food Channel, you name it. I think they're like super famous. I think there's like Killer Mac and Cheese or something. It's like,
They had their own show. Right?
then they got on Oprah's network,
Yeah.
and they have their own reality show.
Okay.
Well, this, I think the mom, Sweetie Pie, whatever her name is, I think is suing her son for copyright infringement. I guess he took her stuff from Sweetie Pies. I don't know if it's recipes or the actual stuff, but I then went and like opened like 3 places in LA or something.
See, I heard about that.
And so now they have like this huge in-family, like legit court.
That's rough.
Yeah,
that sucks, man.
When your mom's suing you.
Yeah.
It's
and
not going well.
And it's not just like, give me my stuff back. I'm pretty sure it's like, you have to close all your shit. Oh yeah, and I want like $5 million. You know, it's like a real, it's not like a, hey babe, you're my son. Can I'm gonna not, you can't do this.
You know,
it's like,
she sounds kind of cold-hearted.
Yeah.
it's like, hey,
But what did
screw
the son do, though?
He's done something. He's burned some bridges or something.
yeah,
for
he's
sure.
had to have done something, man.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah, mine's
what I thought was
not
very
either.
interesting was the thing. This actually goes back to Olympics, where we were talking about this. Griff, did you hear about this? Where they don't, the guys, or Brazil, I guess, Southern America, doesn't believe with the plane thing. What were we talking about, Keith?
Oh,
they don't.
chemtrails.
No, not chemtrails. Where they don't believe that the Wright brothers were the first ones to fly. Was I talking to you about that? No.
I don't think so.
This is the first I've heard of this.
Yeah, I'm digging this.
All right, check this out. I'm about to look this
Hit
up.
me with this info.
Yeah, I think we should do a conspiracy theory of the week.
I would love that.
Yeah, like every week we throw
Well,
out a conspiracy.
Okay,
This
well,
could be it this
let's
time.
do that right now. Get into
Yeah.
one. I'm gonna look this up. Let's get into one right now.
All right, Bermuda Triangle,
So
man.
the Wright brothers are frauds. What about
Whoa,
the
you're going straight to the Bermuda.
No,
huh? That's
no,
the first one.
about the
We'll
UFO
save
flying
that
over
one.
the arch? What do you guys
Actually, what we should talk
I
about.
I saw a story on that.
Uh-oh.
It was a drone. Almost
it a-
certainly, I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a light basically hovering like 200 feet above the arch for a while.
It had to be a drone then.
I think it was a drone.
Yeah.
Some wise guy.
But, you're not supposed to fly those.
Oh,
What was it, like 400 feet?
You definitely. I'm sure it was illegal. Like
Yeah.
also to have it over a national monument.
Yeah.
What we should talk about is what we were actually at a quick discussion before we recorded. You guys were informing me of the chemtrails.
Oh, chemtrails, man.
Chem,
Yeah. Chem, like
Like chemical.
like chemical.
Yeah.
Chem. Yeah. So yeah, let's go over that because that was the first time I heard about it, and I thought it was really interesting. So talk to me
real,
about
man.
So, Keith, I think you got this.
Chemtrails. the water coming out of the planes up in the sky, everybody's seen the planes leave, like, where they've been. They leave
basically
trails.
clouds that are straight lines. Yeah.
And some part of this, somebody has said that is a brainwashing chemical, and when it falls to the earth, that the government will be able to control you through this powerful chemical.
Wow.
I don't know the details. It's very vague and rough, but that's what certain people believe in, that these chemicals...
Quite a lot of people are very into this conspiracy, for sure. It's definitely one of the most popular ones.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, it's no lizard people, but
it's
it's high up there.
It's the lizard people are doing it, Keith.
Well, yeah, I should have figured that. Yeah.
Well, as far as
of course it's connected.
As far as theories and stuff go, this one is not like the craziest thing in the world. It is out there, but it's
crazy.
It's not like lizard people out there.
I
The thing is, like, you can explain these lines with, like, I'm not the guy to do it, but really basic science. Like explain where this is coming from.
Okay.
And these people just won't accept that, and instead it's
I think
the government trying to keep us down.
Yeah, I think it comes from the government actually is somewhat able to control the weather, and I think it all comes from that, because they did in Vietnam.
They did, and then it just went away. That is a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
They did some experiments where they made it rain.
Yeah, they were able to. It was gonna rain no matter what, but they were able to make it rain longer and like harder, because they put, what was it, like silver nitrate or something.
Yeah, they lined the clouds with something.
They lined the clouds, and the clouds were able to absorb more water, which led to more rain. And in Vietnam, it was rough because they were using all dirt roads. So that was one of our attempts to aid our guys over there, was to take out their roads, but it ended up doing the same thing to us.
Right.
So it didn't really work.
So,
but I think that's where this chemtrail, the whole theory stems from.
I hear you. So the weather thing, they just like stopped doing it?
Well, it's
that's another conspiracy.
Yeah.
Every hurricane is
caused
by the U.S. government.
Every hurricane,
I see.
Every tsunami you hear about, there's theories that the U.S. government is
Yeah.
behind this. Not
You
just.
got it, man. I love government theories. I love it.
I think we give them way too much credit.
Yeah, I don't think we're there yet.
I don't think they're capable of pulling that type of stuff.
Griff's over here like, no, it's literally just science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, no, it's like 2 + 2.
It's
4.
real basic stuff. And
Yeah.
people smarter than me can explain it to you, but
Well,
Or Grifford with 20 minutes in front of a computer could
Yeah.
probably explain it to you.
that's probably true.
I like that. Well, that theory, the chemtrails go, I guess, perfectly with this. Basically, I found this article. So we were watching the Olympic ceremonies. My buddy that I was sitting with was telling me about this thing. He's like, "Dad, did you hear about Brazil? Man, they don't believe in the Wright brothers or blah blah blah." I'm like, "What are you talking about, man?" They're like, they don't. It's something. He's like, "I don't know. I saw something
Like
about
they're
it."
Santa Claus or something. They don't believe in them.
No, they just don't think he was the first. They think their guy was. And then as I'm watching, he goes, "Look," and at the top of the stadium was like planes. Like
Really?
like how we have in the was that Forest Park or whatever, they have the museum, and so they had them like around, like, I guess aviation's like a big thing. I don't know if they take credit, but so check this out. They do not believe that the Wright brothers were first. They believe Alberto Santos Dumont was the first to fly. It's kind of interesting, but long story short, Dumont, like, he won some competition and stuff. I think it comes down to the equipment that they were using. They were saying that the Wright brothers, when they flew, that they were actually first to get in the air where it had some kind of catapult mechanism. They were technically catapulted to start their flight. They're saying that this guy actually did a legit liftoff. So because of that, I think that they recognized that the Wright brothers were first in time.
They were first in gliding, maybe.
Yeah, it's just I don't know if they would classify it as the first to fly, because the other thing that they were saying was that the Wright brothers went like 40 seconds or something. This guy went like I think he went like 10 seconds. But they're saying, but
He
it's legit
took
because he
off.
actually flew. Yeah, he
Yeah.
actually took off.
He propelled himself. He wasn't pushed.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty nuts.
And like that's just like an accepted fact in Brazil, basically.
I guess.
Here we go. Brazilian critics of the Wright brothers point to the use of the catapult they deployed instead of equipping their craft with a wheeled undercarriage. However, it is true that the Wright brothers recorded making dozens of flights before building the catapult to launch their plane. They were like, yeah, you did it, but we're not going to necessarily believe it. So, interesting. Didn't know about that. I looked it up. I'm like, huh.
That is interesting. That's the first I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever heard that.
I might go home and nerd out on that.
Yeah, check that out. Check that out. And that's really all I got. I don't necessarily have a Hoosier Story of the Week. I don't know if you guys do. No crazy Hoosier stuff happened to me.
Yeah,
this week.
besides that car on fire in Caruso's parking lot, I guess you could consider that pretty Hoosier.
Yeah, I would. But I got nothing.
Yeah, nothing really stood out to me this week.
It's a pretty calm week in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Other than
besides
UFO.
like the 7 shot last Sunday.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Well, that's just,
That's the
regular
city we
news.
live in.
Yeah.
Par for the course, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, we had a couple Florida stories. Well, Florida Story of the Week added a new segment to the show. Love that. The conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Love that. We can next time when we do that, we can dig a little deeper into whatever it is. So.
Yeah, so we have a little more depth into.
Yeah, I'll try to come strapped with some
Yeah,
good conspiracies.
Tim, that's
Yeah.
definitely you can.
Actually,
Tim always comes up with the good ones. So.
I'll do some digging for some good conspiracies for
There
sure.
you go.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff. Well, if that's it, then I guess we'll wrap this up and head out of here. We are currently working on submitting this to iTunes. We're in the process, I guess is the right word, of getting it verified, and they have to accept it, and it's stupid, and I don't know why it's taking long, but it is, and we're waiting for that. And at the same time, we are updating my website that I have, which I will let you guys know probably next week. As soon as that is up and ready to go, we'll just put everything that we have. We do have a SoundCloud page. So if you're on SoundCloud, search for Anything But Credible Podcast. We have episode 1 up there. I'm working on the NBABC pod, where that's almost done. And we'll have an episode of that. And then, obviously this.
Okay.
We're in the process, but it will be soon. I just wanted to throw that in there. But other than that, if we got nothing else, then I guess we'll wrap this up and we'll say thanks for checking in, and I guess we'll see you guys next week.
All right, thanks for listening.
Sounds good. Peace.